Hello, I'm John Proxy. Welcome to the proximity. I'm having a tequila sunset adventure, and I was talking to this guy here.
Tequila sunset.
Right. So what's interesting about his story is the only reason he became homeless is because he lost his identity, and he couldn't prove who he was. Which is a similar position to what I'm in, because I've lost my identity, literally. But he did it by losing his keys. Why do you keep losing all your stuff? Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you'd think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece liquid tracksuit. I used to have my own reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative service agency, had a nice apartment, and an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks. You of all people should empathise with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with. What's the name of your agency? My agency, man. My agency, man. Takes a long melancholic sip. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. Colour red, breasts, and oil painting. Convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit. He looks towards the sky. No, he doesn't. He looks towards the bay. Sounds intriguing. What say you, hard cop? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't. That's so high concept I have no idea what it means. I know. He takes a long wistful sip of his beer. It was fucking awesome. I know. He takes a long wistful sip of his pilsner. Miller went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away. Top of the tracksuit. What? You never seen a 100% liquor before? Go on, fill that primo material. Man extends his arm. You really shouldn't touch it. I'll just admire it from afar, thanks. He nods. That might be the right idea. This is the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly. Takes another sip. Can't get it anymore. It was too primo. Primo even for grad. By primo he means possibly carcinogenic. Liquor was a synthetic fabric developed by manufacturers in the middle 40s, notably mainly for its swishy around it makes the swishy sound it makes when wearer passes by. It's known to become extremely itchy if not properly cared for. Oh, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it. That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosemary. Right next to the bay, you could wash them any time. What about the other drunks? Fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like. Hi, Tequila. You want to buy some speed? Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember? I thought he was a cool cop. Don't call Abigail. And this is Abs. He points to the man in the pipe. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together. What about this lost jacket? Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my liquor threads, but it did itch a lot less. He looks at you, bleary-eyed. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Oh, that's why it's called Doom Spiral. I'm an idiot. Solve the I listened to the story and then didn't connect the dots to the name. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say? Okay, sure. Why'd you lose it? If I knew where I'd lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market. There's a lot of places. Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it. Let me ask you something else. I'm all ears. Have you got any more stories? I do, but as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. Catch my drift. Spins a bottle in his hand. Not a single drop of liquid remains. Don't have any on me right now. Shrugs his shoulders dramatically. Can't mouth for keeping my tongue imprisoned. Hear the story of your name again? What's in her name? He looks up at the sky as if pondering that question and then turns back to you. Before we can start, the other bum interjects. Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that? Nope. Don't call Abigail. Shut up, guys, I'm telling a story here. He turns to you. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name... Okay. Yeah, I've heard enough. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to... See, I could have done that ages ago. Oh, I've got my badge now. Lillian's twin, the scruffy-head little boy kicks a stone, can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him, watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. Hey kids, you seen any bad people about? One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open. What bad people? He asks. Don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents being present is going to crack the case. Hey, where's your mum? Kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game. You guys look identical. Stone kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of, an obvious fact that you just stated. Just looks like me, the other one says. Yeah, I said that. Boy doesn't answer, his brother throws another rock, both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. Rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again. You're bad with kids, the lieutenant remarks with evident glee. What are you, Kid Master General? Maybe I am, he grins. Now how about some actual police work? We're not getting anything out of here. Bye kids, take care. The underside of the boat has recently been tarred. Oh, I haven't seen the RCM around here for ages. What? A woman in the raincoat stands on the quay, considering an overturned boat. Sword in the scabbard hangs from her hip.
Anything I can help you with?
Okay, I should be able to do this accent. I'm not going to. That depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysible.
Elysible.
The
Why?
sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
The wind rattles her earrings. Questions. First is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed. You're always confused about your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Help break the ice. Nice sword. Point to the saber on her hip. Does it come with a story? Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty. Instead of a story, she smiles at her own joke. It's to intimidate folk, mostly. Nope, went too heavy on that accent, John. It is imposing. Nod. It's a regular mass-produced sword. Like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation. Why do you need intimidation tactics? From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. It's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men, and believe me, she adds, tittering, men need a lesson in manners from time to time. Can I borrow that sword? No, I'm afraid not. Her eyes are smiling as hard as her hand moves to the hilt, attempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep the animals in check. You'd put me in an early grave. Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective? What makes you think we haven't? She smiles. The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. It goes for men too. They put on an act for us, pretend like everything's good and living on shit don't bother them. Like anyone falls for that. That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder. No, I think I'm fine. Coach means the expression. Point to the expression on your face. I don't have the expression. Her eyes meet yours and suddenly she starts laughing. It's hoarse, as if she hasn't laughed in a while. Not bad. You like it? Sure. Her face straightens. It looks as if you could face down any aura in the world. That same unchanging grin. It's like a shield. Oh, no, game. No, you shouldn't let me have this option. I don't have the expression on anymore. No, I found a flaw in the game. Traces of her laughter are still there in her eyes, fading fast. Where are all the men now? Some went to patch their wounds. Their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. She looked down, and one of them I ended up marrying. Where's your husband now? Gone. Gone where? To the waves. Her eyes stopped in yours. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. That's bad. What happened? Who knows? Maybe he fell over. She shrugs. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk. And sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. Bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago and I moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles. You really like those muscles though, the way that she pronounces sinewy. I love... Sorry, I'm not going to do this, but you should have thrown yourself in the waves after them. Nod sagely. It's healthy to let go and move on. Got to keep the wheels spinning. Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. Crosses her arms. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Glances at the village where 2 little kids are playing with what looks like rocks. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids. This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting subject for her. It looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better drunk. Ask her. Both of you could use some action. The -6 don't know a good spot yet. Him's presence makes it awkward as well. Is this your boat? Sure it is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. I'm looking for somebody. Who you can help? Let's see. She tilts her head so slightly. Who are you looking for? I'm looking for missing cryptozoologists. Ugh, she frowns, thinking, I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? People who look for animals who are hard to find. Aha! She exclaims, like snowmen! Snowmen? I haven't heard about those. Who are guys? Been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like? Wait, the like? Right, she nods. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. You get the picture. Oh, you're getting it, and it is gorgeous. Thank you, conceptualization. She's using the descriptions. Where did they go? I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Yeah, points north. Who else are you looking for, besides snowmen? Working class husband. Oh yes, of course I am. Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle class ones either. She sighs. I could use some landed gentry, but apparently they don't make those anymore. The husband isn't for me. I'm looking for him for his wife. Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working class husband. Maybe I can help you find someone else. He seems genuinely sorry for not being able to help you. I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood. Okay, when did this person stay here? Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday. Oh, she looks slightly disappointed. I've been out on the sea for the most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I'd start at 4 in the morning. Really? Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle out, get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. A faint smile runs across her face. Maybe I can help you find someone else. That's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now. Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Arnaker or Ignis Nilsson or the great lost city of ice under the waves? I'm looking for a lot of stuff, ain't I? A lot of stuff, she concurs with a smile. I guess so. Doesn't feel like a lot to me. I could be doing more. Maybe someone's missing from your life. Oh, he chuckles. There's plenty missing, but that's too much for an even eager terrier like you to handle. Also, I'm taking that thought immediately. Missing persons cases just really get to you. It's hard watching people worry about their loved ones. Little nervous movements. The ring starts around their eyes from sleeping nights. And even if there's no loved ones waiting, you like to have all your ducks in a row. It really bothers you when a whole entire people aren't accounted for. Oh, I have loads to level up. Idiot Doomspiral over there needs his jacket. Have you seen it? Unbelievable. You are looking for more lost things? She smiles. Doomspiral losing his jacket, on the other hand, is very believable. I mean, he's lost everything else already. I don't know what accent. I've lost track of the accent. It's a good-looking thing too that he has. It's a good thing too that he has an actual police officer looking for it. A smile lights up on her face. Good old Doomspiral, upper management to the core. It's odd. Is she actually impressed? I'm just trying to help out a stranger in need. That's sweet of you. It really is. I'd check around the abandoned fish market on the boardwalk. Drunks are inexplicably drawn to markets. Might be why they have such trouble staying in business. Phenomenon that the spectral hand theory of the market fails to account for. If one of them lost something, there's a good place to start looking for it as any. What do you do around here? Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff. Is that enough to make a living? Sometimes I also walk the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises. Keep it a professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her. This is what's called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now. That's probably a bit much. Interesting. What have you found? Wood. Pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. Mine washed ashore once. He looks at the beach and continues. Bottles, drugs, also lost cargo in general. But most of the time it's just wood and glass. Right, made your choice, moment. You've only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely. I need to know about those human bodies. Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, Mr. Officer. She shakes her head. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch. Yeah, maybe stay clear of the things reminding her of a floater she used to be married to. Just saying. Bollocks. I didn't even think. Bollocks. Yeah, okay, I've lost the chance. Never mind.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Show her your badge. I found my badge, by the way. By love, you did. She inspects the piece of blue plastic, her eyes scanning from left to right. Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. She's memorizing your badge number. She hands it back to you. Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant Mr Du Bois. I'm glad to see a man of high qualifications. The situation is precarious. Seaweed drips from the badge in your hand. It smells of fish. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Mr. How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge? The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In absence of the badge, I have informed my employer that there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise, she smiles apologetically. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I'll tell you everything I know when you finish with them. This was your plan all along? She shakes her head vigorously. My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers that you've kept your end. Which I hope you will, because, let me tell you, we are in dire waters. Meaning the information she has will raise the stakes in this game. How bad can the info she has be? The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Takes a sip of tea. Now, is there anything else I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps? Damn. Feel safe and warm in here, not like outside. It's a ruffed grouse taxidermy. Maybe. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Did I just nick someone's bird? Little Lily. Hello, mister. A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank curiosity. She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally she twirls it around. I heard there was a girl here who has armoured gloves. Is that you? Ooh, she looks alarmed. I had gloves, very big ones, heavy too. Where did you get these gloves? Found them when Lambie and I were playing hide and seek in an empty house where no one lives. I think someone hid them there. Doesn't want you to think she stole them. And where are the gloves now? She pouts. I hid them. Twins are going to take them. They're stupid. She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks to one of its remaining eyes, as though searching for confirmation. We're going to need those gloves for important police business. He enunciates the last 2 words carefully. Ooh, doesn't seem to understand. The lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part. They're in my sand castle, she points somewhere outside. Behind our house, under the sand. You can break the castle, it's not very good. You know anyone named Ruby? Ruby. Suddenly the girl gets all serious and leans in as if she's about to tell you a secret. My mum tells me that I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can say or like sometimes I can, but then kids. Bennett shakes his head. Are you Lillian's daughter? Yes, I am, little Lily. She gazes at you with her big eyes. You know my mum. Oh, really? I like that you can just hit on people. Yes, we met earlier. That's nice. My mum is great. She nods. She's never angry or anything. Are the twins outside your brothers? Yes. She frowns. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. Suddenly she starts snickering. They look the same. Ha ha ha. Sometimes I can't tell them apart. They look identical, right? I said the same thing. They look identical. Slowly processes the word and snickers with laughter. What's this? Show her the stuffed bird you took from the ceiling. It's a grouse, she yelps, smiling broadly. You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up The skewer you broke. Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds. Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry. What's the thing you're holding? Point at her toy. It's Lambie. He's my friend, sort of. Like, she holds up the fuzzy beast to demonstrate. Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts. Oh, okay. Lambie looks like... Oh, do I want to be... Like, I might be able to fix it. Lambie looks like he's falling apart. Yes, Lambie has lived for a long life. She waves the lamb around in the air. Lambie was a... revolutionary? Yes, she yelps happily. Lambie was a revolutionary. Goodbye. Bye. The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you. There we go. Stole a bird for guard. Maybe it'll help with the karaoke, which is terribly important that I do. Sandcastle. Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back at you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network. Broken. Little castle? Lieutenant smiles a little. The reigning lord must have come upon some really rough times to let it slip in such... Okay, bloody hell, John. I know it's early. Also, there's noise going on outside my house. The little castle? Lieutenant smiles a little. The reigning lord must have come upon some really rough times to let it slip into such decrepitude. Reach in the catacombs and pull out the shining object. There we go. The walls and floors give way to the giant screeds, collapse, and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets. Congratulations, that's the gauntlets down. We're doing good on the armor collection front. Huh. It's +2, so it's actually better. As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realise you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions. I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off. The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you. Really feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. This is the long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it, I must study it. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it, observe its purpose, see if there's a weakness in the design. Ah. You know, it seems really interesting. What's savoir-faire again? Not very good. You know what? I was never been good at that anyway. But I will need a space. I apparently had plenty of level ups. Remember, oh, you know what? This is a highly specialized kinetic. Okay. The day you have to fight someone covered in the same material. I need to read this now, because it really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't leave even a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off it. Still, there must be some flaw in its in it that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You must have to figure it out what it is, possibly by beating yourself while wearing it, shooting yourself. Let's see. Am I at the top? Like, is there... I'm going to have to remove stuff. Little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. Okay. Rust-eaten letters read Mazat. Rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's a Noland Vinked Sink, an unsuccessful model. Oh, I needed some nose fed. Oh, this is big. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Perception, hearing. The remaining windows rattle with a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? No, he shakes his head. The windows rattle in their frames. I won't even try, you know. He takes his glasses off. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad. Can you still shoot, though? Well enough, actually. It's odd to know how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10. That's why I really like the scene with the car, because he saw the number immediately. Like, the number was obvious and never underwater. It's just that this guy just didn't see it until he could. Hands lead the ways when it comes to that. Shoulders, and his shoulders, it's reflex. You know what? Talk to the dude. Well, at least look at that. Field mural. See a once bright mural towering above you. The signage is peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Field Electrical R&D. Slogan used to intertwine with the loops of a long... What? Yeah. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Looks like tomorrow never came. He raises the collar on his bomber jacket. Step closer. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking. Let's read that one more time as well. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking, and soon will also fall. Coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Why did this update? Okay. It's apparently important. Felt electrical. How ironic. These dark rooms. Something in the wind. Something... The only way to go forward is to fail first. What is this building? Maybe we could, you know, points to the man who points to the building, telling his son something. Ask the man who's pointing at the building? Great idea. Could Ruby be in there? In there? She could, or... Points behind you. She could be in that identical ruin over there. Or in the boat shack. In that church tower, maybe. Why single out this one building? Listen to the wind. Suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down, or gone behind a corner. You only hear silent, distant waves washing the coast. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. What was I even attempting to do here? Trying to talk to the wind? The city? Whatever you thought would happen did not. Now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning, with your hands fallen to your side. Trying to talk to the city, something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire, a trick for when you're out of ideas? Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find her? How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Lieutenant sighs, and then gets a hold of himself. Okay. She's probably north of the village. This place is a peninsula. I think there's people west of here. You'd ask them. He looks to his right and cups his ear. Indeed. Hear what sounds like two men arguing where the lieutenant is pointing. And then there's the church. He looks at the bell tower. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building there. But who knows? Maybe she's reckless. Or spiritual. She could be looking for refuge. Ooh. Anyway. That's apparently done. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector, go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village. And if that fails, if we don't find her, then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that. He looks behind him, dark red box crumbling across the chasm. Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. So if I look at my checks, there's a bunch of stuff I can try. Ooh, like that. Alright, what? I don't get what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm just clicking through. I can't see anything to do with that, to be honest. But I could punch Mo's head. And steal that map wall. Quite far away from that.
And Mikhail, notice the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You, officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez. I'm Trant Heidelstadt. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Well, hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Jan Karp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait. What was that about the windows
Oh,
before?
yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago, so they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Is he going to be the best at his precinct? Are we both the best at our precincts? He rests his hand on the boy's shoulders. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching his worm-themed colouring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
Man speaks in an artificial cadence of a professor or someone who's been on too many radio
But I assume
shows.
you're not here for giant worms, when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Points to the building again. Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after his inventor, Victor Orbis, a technician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries. I just need to check. No, I can't save game unless I leave it. We're close to the end of the episode because I've got to start a day's work. What's so fascinating about an empty old building? Aha! But it's not just any old empty building. He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical, and Feld, which now sells ink cartridges, mostly was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom. Hold on, what's R&D? What's an R&D department? Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. He smiles brightly, laughs, lines around his eyes. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development. Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. Look at the building looming over you. It looks old and withered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical. That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains, just a suit jacket. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Kernenstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in the business machines. He gestures towards the building. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve. He grins. I'm mixing my metaphors here. What was that ace? It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a... pauses for effect. Tape computer. Tape computer. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants Ream, ICN, and ZAM haven't achieved yet. He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. Assume something like combat stance, facing the wind. What happened? Indeed, what? The revolution? The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. He nods. Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Felv's move to Revachola backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. So he's talking about, like, yeah, so that's why they don't have proper computers in this world. Pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort. I can't do the R's, can I? As a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. You're saying Feld Electrical built this boardwalk? Look under your feet. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel. Got destroyed in the war. Pleasure wheel. Lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky. Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there to be a big wheel lighting up the coast. Yes, Valora and the Star Engineers. Spartan Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. Attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans. What happened to the engineers? Company people. I wanted to ask something else. But of course. What else? He smiles and ruffles his kid's head. Great. Thank you for all the interesting information. Leave. Oh, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. Very interesting conversation indeed. Pick your brain? If anything, this was a rather one-sided... You did the talking. Whatever. Right, I'm hoping I didn't lose anything. I'm going to let you go, because work started 2 minutes ago. And I have to do that from home now. But whatever. I've been John Proxy. It's fine. I've got like a 2-hour window before I can start, but like, it's the end of the episode, so let's let you go. So you're now leaving the proximity, and my Disco Elysium. And thank you.